So that's it, that's all the automation done with a bit of manual. What I might actually do now is just go and manual the last bit of the facade, so I've got a bit more data, and then I think we're probably done. There we go. There is the mill. A complete end-to-end process from planning and execution to processing. And there you are. So, today's plan is to map and fully 3D render the old mill in Robertsbridge. So if we zoom in here, there she is. So what we'll be doing is we'll be taking the mill that's featured quite a lot on our blog posts and previous videos. We'll be running a full Nadir and Obliques mission, and our end result should be a beautifully 3D rendered old mill. Let's move on. Okay, so now we've established what we're actually doing today and where we're flying, it's time to create the flight plans. So as you can see, we've got a folder up here already, and this folder is a layered folder, and you'll see what that means in a minute. So we're going to create a new file, and we're going to call that the mill Nadir, which is obviously our top-down 3D mapping. So there we go. Do you want to open it now? Yes, please. So there she is. There's the mill. Close that off. Open this. Go to 3D modeling. And we can create our 3D model. Well, create our 3D model plan anyway. Do it very basic. There we go. It's kind of roughly the shape we want, which is the outline of the building. Press OK. And we're going to bring these out. Just going to alter the map plan. Squish this in a bit. Move this up here. Move this up here. Going to push this out here so we get a nice run down this end here, so we can capture the Nadir shots, which will include the facade. At least that's the plan. So there we go. That looks good. Press. Now we need to do our settings, so we'll change that to Mavic 2 Pro because that's what we're going to use. We're going to drop our altitude. Let's put it to 70 feet for the minute. Ground offset is going to be about 40 feet. No, 40 feet, not minus 40 feet. So there you go. Currently running at 2 batteries, 80%. We want to go smooth corners. Looks like it's starting up here, so we want to reverse our flight plan. It's going to start down here. Might want to push the direction back the other way a bit. No. Okay, we'll go longest edge. So it's actually going to start down here, and move this out a little bit here. Pop that in. Now obviously we've got limited batteries, so what we want to do, we're actually going to bring that up to 80 feet. Still on 2 batteries. Drop that to 30. Okay, so there we go. We're now on 1 battery. Mavic 2 Pro. Altitude at 80 feet. Ground offset of 30. We've got front overlap of 80. Side overlap of 80. Obviously the gimbal tilt's going to be at 90, which is our Nadir, which is our top down. So we're done on that. So there you go. That's our Nadir flight plan. So now we'll move on to our oblique shots. Okay, so now we've created our Nadir mission, our top-down mission, we can create our oblique mission. So we're going to open that now. Yes, we do. There you go. You can see we've got our previous Nadir there already, and that's because it's all done in layers. So this folder is a layered folder. So every time you create a mission, you'll see the previous mission. So what we want to do is we're going to create, by using facade mapping, we're actually going to create our obliques. So what we'll do is we'll follow the shape of the building. I'm actually going to overshoot it here a little bit to this back end here. And you'll notice I haven't gone all the way round, because previously when we've shot the mill, this back end hasn't come out particularly well. So what I'm actually going to do is run the obliques mission round here, and then I'm going to shoot this back side here manually. So if we press OK there, what we're going to do is we're actually going to move these out a bit. So we don't want it at 164 feet. We're going to want it at about 80 feet. And we're not going to come down the building, so we're going to actually move this up to 79 feet. So it'll do kind of one pass. Overlap, obviously we want a lot more overlap, so we're going to pop that up at 70. There we go. And gimbal tilt. So what I'll do is I'll do this in the field, so I can figure out what exact tilt we need to capture the sides of the building at 80 feet. Let's change that as well. Change that over to Mavic 2 Pro, because that's what we'll be using. So there we go. We don't want to rotate points 180 degrees. This is perfect, because this is where the drone's going to fly. She'll start in this corner here and work her way around. She'll probably come in here and then move back out. And we don't want that one there, so we're going to have to move that out. Let's move that out a bit. So there we go. And as I said, what I'll have to do is I'll do a manual run along this back end here. And she'll be well and truly clear of the building at 80 feet. So there you go, that's our obliques shot. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it on here because I'm not actually going to plan it, is this facade here, I'm actually going to map manually. So what I'm going to do is fly up probably to 80 feet, and then I'm going to slowly come down, tilting the camera so we get a curve over the top of the building, and run that down as far as I can get, and we're going to pull that facade in. And what I'll probably do is shoot that from kind of here. I'll shoot that from sort of here to keep it within this boundary so it all matches. So there you go. There's our plans. So I guess the next thing is to pack up the kit and move out to the field. So we've checked all our kits, make sure we've got everything. And then the controller, got 3 batteries, 2, and the third one, and obviously the essential, which is the drone. So there we go, we're all packed and ready to go. So regular listeners and viewers to our podcast will know we do talk about the mill quite a bit. it's an obscure place. It's quite a challenge to map because it's a funny shape, and obviously we've mapped it plenty of times in the past. But hopefully this video that we're doing now will give you a nice insight into a kind of end-to-end process of how we capture the mill, and subsequently how you should be capturing. So I'll move on with my journey, and I'll see you at the other end. As has been seen on many of our blog posts, so there you go. There she is, and that is what we will be photographing today to create our 3D map. So I'm going to get set up and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so we're going to get the drone all set up so we're ready to shoot. And I'll do a quick flyover so you can get an idea of what the mill looks like prior to us flying our missions. So now you've seen what the mill looks like, we can show you what we're going to do with our missions. So first of all, we're doing our obliques. As you can see here, we've uploaded it to the drone. Drone taking off. Getting to its correct height. And we're off on our mission. Now this has been sped up just to quicken the process a bit. It's flying, taking its oblique shots, moving around the facades. This is only a one level sweep. And then what we did, as we said we were going to do, is took our manuals. We actually did this at 2 heights. So the first height was at 100. And then we lowered down to about 80 feet and came back and did our manual obliques lower down. The gimbal tilt to about 50 degrees. So in the second part of the video we are capturing our facade, and we're doing this manually. So just taking off, getting to a good height. We've sped this up as well to quicken the process. Go along, set the gimbal tilt. And this creates a kind of wrapped effect over the end of the facade. So we can, when it comes to processing, we can match both the Nadir and the facade together. So we go, just going along, capturing some manuals, and then we're coming back in to land. Right, first few missions are done. We'll come in and we'll swap the battery out. Let's get rid of our old battery. Pop a new battery in. Fire it up. So our final automated part of the flight. And we're collecting our Nadir data. It's uploading to the mission to the drone. Drone takes off. Gets to its correct time. We've sped this up as well to quicken the process, as we'd be here for a while. So the drone will follow the shape of the mill in grid format. Sorry, grid formation. As you can see, we're also collecting the facades at the same time. So it will give us a good render when it's matched with the obliques. So we'll just let it do its thing. So that's the first grid complete, and now we'll go back and do the repeat grid. There we go. As you can see, the little blue flashing camera icon means that's all the photos it's taking. This was at a height of roughly 80 feet. Just coming down to its last few. And there you go. It's collected the data, and now it returns to home. So that's it, that's all the automation done with a bit of manual. What I might actually do now is just go and manual the last bit of the facade, so I've got a bit more data, and then I think we're probably done. So that's it, I just need to pack away, and we're all done. So I'm going to get all the kit packed away. It was a good flight, and I'll see you back at the office. So now we're back in the office after being out in the field and capturing all our data. We can now upload. So we're going to create a new project, and we shall call this project the mill E to E, which basically means end to end. Give it a type, that will be other, and then we can continue. And here you'll see we can choose our images. So what I'm going to do, just going to get all of our images. Bear with me a second. I'm going to upload all of them. And we took a hell of a lot. Here we go. 376. Get those loaded in. And what it will do is it will prepare the files. As you can see, it's counting down through them. Let's wait for that to get through all of those. There's quite a few, so it takes some time. Now that's done, you can see all of our images have been prepared. So we can see all of our images there. That's 120. Go through and check each page. Make sure we got everything. Yeah. From there we can press continue. Then we can go create project. And now it's uploading to Hammer. Now those images are fully processed. It'll take a while. 376 photos need to be uploaded. Let's go ahead and so we'll come back when those have completed. And there's the mill. It's just loading up the images. This might take a little while. It depends on how many images you've got. And there you go. So you can see from the screen here, that these are where all of our shots are taken. So we've got our obliques that run around the outside, including the manuals that were captured at the back. We've got our Nadir across the top here. We've also got our facade capture here, which was done in manual. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to press process. And once it's been processed, we should have our 3D model. So that's all the processing finished and done. And as you can see, we have our 3D render. We can do. There's our original. With all of our capture points on it. And now we've rendered it. Here it is in 3D. As you can see, all the photo points on the top. It's every single photo that was taken while we were out in the field. So what we'll do is we'll switch those off. And we will show you the mill in its full 3D glory. So as you can see, it's rendered very well. All the facades have come out very, very nicely. You can see all our photos at the bottom here that have been taken. All of which have been put in and processed. And this time round, we came down over the top. And as I said, we kind of wrapped over the top. So we got photos at varying heights, at varying angles, to blend our Nadir with our facade. And you'll see that here. Here we go. These are the photos. Blend over. Make that full screen. And there we go. There is the mill. A complete end-to-end process from planning and execution to processing. And there you are. There is the mill. Okay, so not only do we have our 3D model, or our 3D digital twin, as it's also known, we can also use the 3D twin, digital twin or 3D model, to annotate and measure from. So what we'll do is we'll start with annotations. So what we need to do is we need to turn our cameras back on. There we go. So there's all our photography points while we were out in the field. And what we want to do is we want to have a look at this area here, for example. So we'll select a picture that corresponds with that, which I should think is probably this one, which gives us our high definition image over here on the right. Then what we can do is if we hold down Shift and draw around our area, there we go. We can add in a comment. Missing tiles, for example. Obviously there's quite a lot wrong with this building, as you can see, and so we can also go on and we can annotate as many images as we like across the model. So we'll go another one here, which you see corresponds, and we'll add another one here, and we'll go vegetation. We can also add more severe annotations. For example, here we have a lot of issues. You can see this part of the building here is pretty much completely missing. So there we go. That should sit pretty much directly above it. And what we'll do here is we hold down shift, we can actually mark this whole area. And you'll see this little exclamation mark here. So we can actually mark that as severe and it turns red. So we'll put missing part of the roof. So there you go, that's how you annotate on the 3D model. But we can also add measurements. So all of these are very handy for surveyors or architects or developers. So what we can do here, if we turn off our cameras, which we don't have to do, we can leave the cameras on to do measurements. It just makes it easier for the video. We can actually select our ruler and we can measure parts of the building. So we can do lengths, we can do complete areas, we can do heights, we can also do volume. There we go. So we have got lots of explainer videos and blog posts showing you how to do these. So that's both the measurements and annotations. And of course with this data, you can then share. So you can now share this with other members of your team, or you can share to an external source by sending them a link. You can also report on all of that annotated data. As you can see here, you can generate a report, and that enables your client or your stakeholder to have a look at all the data collected that's been annotated, where there may be issues, etc. So there you go. That is the mill. The end-to-end process from planning, execution, right through to processing, annotating and measuring. So I hope you've liked our video. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to drop them in the comments box below. As I said, I'll leave some links for measurements and annotations and how you do those in the description below. And thanks very much for watching.